Welcome to my channel. It's another new day, another fresh new day. Welcome again. This is the Trails. We are here to talk about politics. If you are new in this channel, please subscribe to my channel. You can like, comment, and share my videos. Here we talk about politics. We discuss about politics. This is a mono podcast view of issues here in Kenya. Welcome so much. So today I'm going to actually focus on something new, especially in development, infrastructure, and other things. We are having a challenge whereby Kenya is actually experiencing a rapid development in infrastructure, and the mindset of the people is actually not in that sector. Most of the people don't believe that actually infrastructure can change their life in this situation. Most of the people, especially in rural areas, even if you actually support them by giving them a good transportation system, by constructing roads and other networks, some of them still claim that they cannot eat those roads, or those roads are not benefiting them in any circumstance. But also in another situation, when you don't do or you don't construct good roads in those areas, the same people will come out and say that the government has actually neglected us and they are not doing any support or any development of our roads and infrastructure. This is a very big challenge to anyone who is in the office, especially in the presidency office. It is very disappointing to that person. Like in this at this time, Ruto is very disappointed in most of the Kenyans, and he has come to realize that Kenyans are very ignorant to very many things. Despite doing a lot, they can still hate you, especially when they have actually decided, their mind is decided. They cannot change. It's a very hard thing you can do. The same way to anyone when especially as a man, when your wife has decided that she must get out of that house, get out of get out of that marriage, it is very difficult to convince her again. And whichever thing you do, it is it is not going to be any it's not going to be of any good to the same person. This is the same way Ruto is experiencing his life in the presidency seat. He is at a situation whereby there is a motion, there is an element of hatred being portrayed to him. Some Kenyans just hate him because of whom he is. They have no reason. Their reasons are, some of them, their reasons are very, very mediocrity. You cannot actually focus on something and discuss with those people anything because they are focused and they actually think that their biggest problem in this country is our president Dr. William Samoei Ruto. It's very shameful to them because when you say that the president is your problem, let's wait and see, because in the future, in a very near future, life goes very fast. And in a very near future, you will still see the same people with the same problems even after Dr. William Samoei Ruto is out of office. I remember very well in 2012 when Uhuru Kenyatta and Dr. William Samoei Ruto were actually getting into power. They had a lot of promises, especially in that regime. Some of them were done, many of them did not achieve the target. We had something like laptops in our education systems, whereby the government was proposing that they actually do improvement in learning sector, where children were supposed to learn using computers and other things. But with that big allocation of money of up to around 20 billion shilling, it failed. We had some projects that actually started and failed also. We had the Huduma number which started and also failed. We can see in this regime also, in KK regime, we have some projects which were actually implemented. We don't know if they are failed or not, like something like Hustler Fund. It is something that was actually there to help a local mwananchi so that they can get an easy loan and pay it back within the prescribed time and regulations with very small interest. But most Kenyans, because they were just fooled by the opposition, that money is theirs and they should eat it, most of them now in Kenya, most of them, like 80% of Kenyans who took that loan, they are still not yet, they have not paid the money. And now they cannot access anymore the benefits of that sector. Only a few are benefiting and using Hustler Fund as a loan app, and they are benefiting and enjoying. So sometimes the problem is not the president, it is us. We can decide to actually make something not to work, and that one is actually the problem that many people face in this life. You can actually have a goodwill of helping someone, but if that person does not want to be helped, it will be very difficult. Or if even if you help that person and then in the near future another person comes in and convinces that person that you are a bad person, then whatever you have been doing to that person, it actually comes to against you. It comes to fight you again. The same things. They will say that you are just luring them to their side by doing some good things, eh, or by pretending that you are a good person. So this is what is actually happening in our politics in Kenya today, whereby the government actually proposes to do something, tries to implement that thing through the constitutional procedures here and there and law, but the opposition always looks for something in all corners to ensure that the government is not doing any project that is actually going to help Kenyans. It's a very big. We have to go down drawing board, think again. We should have a channel where the opposition leaders should be working through, so they cannot just be coming in between project government that are there to help Kenyans and then stop them, delaying them, and causing a lot of suffering to Kenyans. So, as your view, I don't know how most of us as Kenyans think about this, but please feel free to comment on my channel. Say if I'm wrong, you can actually correct me. I'm ready to be corrected. If the opposition is the best, inform me how and why, so that when we go forward, we can be aware. Not just by saying that this person is bad or a thief, or he is looting a lot of money. How are we sure that the person who will come there will not lose or loot a lot of money? We can see, like Natembea was saying, just in between this week, that when they come power, the opposition leaders, they are forcing to actually out the housing. Then how will we actually have house affordable housing projects running? He never gave us a layout on how they will ensure it is running. Or are they telling us that now that those projects will actually fail and will have nothing to be encountered? And we have put there billions of money. You cannot just come and say now we'll scrap all of those constructions and actually remove them. Where will those projects go? Some people have already moved into those affordable housing. How will they be paying the channels when you say that now you will scrap everything? You have to give us a layout. He also talked about some things here and there, about scrapping out some things. eh. I think they can even tell you that they reduce the price of fuel. But when now they will be in power, you will see what they will say. It's another thing. We can remember that we have having a fight, war between Israel and Iranians, which escalated and the US military was intervened to, but they failed. It led to the Strait of Hormuz being closed down by the Iranians, leading to shortages of fuel here. But now, some people despite being of this global interaction in the flow of oil all through the place. They still tell Kenyans the government is not just increasing the prices of fuel to their benefit, other things. But true, fuel has risen due to shortage. It's not about the government being increasing. I can agree that some people can use advantage to actually use that shortage for their own benefit. Even for us as Kenyans, the local mwananchi down there, when you tell them that fuel has now increased, they also increase their products at a very high rate. When fuel increases by only 20% or 25%, someone can even increase their products they are selling there as a businessman by 30 or 40%, which is very bad. We cannot talk about those ones. We want to talk about the government. We want to talk about some benefiting from that and escalate. Talk about it, say that we are going to streets. Way to street, will it reduce the price of fuel? No, it's not true. They have to tell us the correct. These people in opposition, they are not telling us the correct channels whereby we actually go and discuss issues, solve the problem. They are not telling us. When you tell go to the streets, how will it solve our problem? You have to the ways that solve the problems. And most of these ways is the parliament. Our parliament is the one failing us because they don't really tell due process of doing some things in Kenya. And being honest, the parliament has a lot of power in the country. The parliament and the senate. The senate checks proceedings, the senate signs, the president also signs after the parliament has actually implemented even changes in law, which most of the time it happens and people only blame the president. But the people who voted for those changes are our representative in the parliament. So whenever we are choosing our representative, which are the MPs and MCS, we have to ensure that those people are capable of actually doing the right thing. Thank you so much for today watching my video. Please subscribe if you are new. This is just part 1. We'll be discussing more about this.